Hey, what's up? Alex here. In my previous video, I promised that we are going to have more Bartley Beacon home tour. And yes, I'm back here today. And this is going to be quite interesting because both of these are 4-room HDB with the same exact layout. Both also are going with the Apple Home setup, but the approach to these two setups is very different. I'll comment about this right at the end, but first let's see what we have over here. Alright, let's start with the front door area first before I miss out these devices. Here over at the video doorbell, we have the Aqara G410. This is the upgraded version of the Aqara G4 doorbell. So you can see over here we have an angle mount. And what I like about this is it's running on standard alkaline batteries, so easy for replacement. And also this supports Apple HomeKit Secure Video. And if you have the Apple TV set up, whenever someone presses doorbell, you'll be able to see the footage over at your Apple TV. For the gate lock, we have the Aqara U400. Okay, this is very interesting because a lot of people doesn't know that you can actually use the Aqara U400 over at the HDB gate lock. I have seen this device over at CES this year, and they are using this very interesting technology called ultra wideband. With the ultra-wideband technology, it will only unlock when your mobile phone is really near to the Aqara U400. I tested this and realized the result is pretty consistent. This is able to achieve a total hands-free kind of automation experience. And since we already have a very advanced gate lock, for the door lock we can go with something very simple like the Aqara A100, mainly used for the synchronization unlock or locking of the two locks together. Let's take a look at the networking setup behind the DB. And this time around is the unified setup. Over here at the corner, we have the ISP ONT that connects to the unified Dream router. Unified Dream router is a gateway cum Wi-Fi AP, and it actually makes a lot of sense because it gives a good Wi-Fi coverage for all the devices near the front door area. And that's why in my previous video, you can see that I put a wall AP inside the DB as well. And online, there are a lot of 3D printing for this Unified Dream router to look like the R2D2. So you can consider that if you are putting this outside of the DB. Then over here, we have a massive XG 10G PoE switch. Okay, this provides connectivity for all the LAN points. And for this setup, we are going with all wall AP. And over here, overall, you can see that everything is quite nicely cable managed in this middle section. Then below, you can still have your storage items. For this home tour today, the homeowners have actually moved in for a couple of months already. So what you see here is like the finished product, unlike most of my other video showcase. So let y'all take a glance of the overall renovation and design. I find that overall the final product looks pretty good, and you can take some reference from here. For the lighting setup, we have Cove LED starting from the entrance area all the way, across to the curtains to the end, okay, using an L-box false ceiling kind of design. Some spotlights across. Okay, we have dining pendant light, also somewhere at this spot of the house. And over at the kitchen area, we have a magnetic track light, and also under cabinet kitchen LED cove light. So all of these are using Aqara smart lighting products. And recently when I mentioned about doing smart lighting is to have power to them 24/7. And one of the ways to achieve 24/7 power is doing it via Aqara switches, because Aqara switches allows you to do decoupling. Have them always on, then you can turn on the decoupling settings, and this is definitely one of the ways to achieve 24/7 power. Another point about smart lighting is I always recommend to use standard bulb fittings. Like the spotlights over here are all using GU10 bulbs. They bought the fittings from either Taobao or AliExpress. Like for this dining pendant light over here, this is using standard E27 bulbs. And one of the advantage of doing this is it's very easy to do replacement of the bulbs. Like even the lighting over here, okay, these are all using E27 or GU10 bulbs to achieve this. So that once it goes to the smart home platform, you'll be able to control the lighting very easily from there. So in terms of the switches to control these lightings on the wall, we have the Aqara H2 switch. The Aqara H2 switch comes with 2 gang and 4 buttons. So these 4 buttons can easily be used to control any smart devices within the platform itself. Then they also have a panel over here. And for panel, it's more intuitive and very easy to control, let's say, the brightness and the color temperature from here. Okay. Besides this, we also have controls, let's say, for curtains as well. Okay, you can easily use these controls on the panel. Alright, let's see what else we have over the living room. Okay, for the ceiling fans, we have the 0.1 smart fans. This, I believe, is the Vortex series. Over at the rooms, we also have other 0.1 fans. And over at that corner, we have an Apple-Aqara camera. So this is wired at the corner and able to hide the cables right behind the curtain. And for all Aqara cameras, they all support Apple HomeKit Secure Video, which is a good plus point. Then over here, very coincidentally, if you realize, for all 3 Bartley Beacon home tour videos, they all went with such art TV, okay, the frame TV kind of concept. Okay, over here we have the Samsung frame TV, and I believe they have replaced the frame with another color design. And over here you can see that they are able to achieve a very clean TV console look without having an actual TV console below. And if you're wondering where they managed to hide all the Samsung TV box and everything, right, it's actually behind the wall. Later on I'll show you where it's hidden. But I definitely find that this is a very good way to achieve this kind of frame TV look with no other things around it, and you're able to prominently feature all the artwork. Alright, let's head over to the kitchen area. Here I want to talk about the Aqara V1 dial switch. And this one is easily my most favorite device of the entire setup. Although the price tag of this device is quite high, this is something that is not available in other brands at all. Okay, and I would say if you are doing an Aqara smart lighting setup, this is a must-have. The V1 dial switch is actually able to make use of the dial to adjust both the brightness level and the color temperature. You can easily make the selection with the touchscreen. The crazy part is all the different lights or light group that you put inside here all allows you to have that kind of customized controls. None of these are preset. Such a device is actually very powerful, something that I really don't see from other brands. So just now I mentioned that we have a track light over here. This is the Aqara track light, and one interesting feature is with Aqara, you are able to put in one Aqara presence sensor over here that is able to connect with a very short USB cable to the driver. So this provides presence sensor over at the kitchen area. Okay, then we have another camera over here to look at the window outside. Okay, hob and hood, they opted for an induction as well as gas, best of both worlds. And in terms of the hood, I think this design is also pretty interesting, looks very futuristic. And for the sink, I actually like this one quite a lot. They went with the Zune and under-mounted, very sleek looking. Then for the rest of the other appliances, we have Bosch washer and dryer, and we have the robot vacuum. This is the Dreamy Master series. I believe it's the X50 Master, so very compact right over here at this space. And here is like the dry pantry area. For the water dispenser, they go with Living Care. I quite like this design as well. I think it fits the renovation theme over here. Alright, let's talk about the iPad mount next. And I realized there are a lot of comments in my previous video requesting me to talk more about this. Okay, but I actually don't know what else to say about this. It's just a very simple magnetic mount. This is a normal lighting point. Inside you just need live wire, neutral wire. And this is a special casing, okay, where you're able to charge the iPad this way. Okay, magnetic mount so that it can be removed easily, very portable. Okay, so maybe just one thing to mention about placing an iPad and going to the Apple Home app for this kind of dashboard view is you want to disable auto lock and also enable guided access. So once you enable guided access, okay, that means that the user is unable to go out of this app itself. So this is very similar to a Home Assistant kiosk mode, where you are now locked to this particular app only. Okay, if you have a busy household, you have kids, you have helpers, they cannot get out of this screen. Okay, so over here you can see the camera view. This is not real time, so you can see that the seconds countdown actually reflect when is the last capture footage, how many seconds ago. Like I mentioned in my previous video, if you're an Apple Home user and you like this kind of dashboard view, just get an iPad, mount it on the wall, and I think this is really the best way to do it. Alright, let's step into this room. Okay, I think this is a good chance for me to show you where is the Samsung Connect box hidden. So it's hidden right behind this wall, right into the carpentry, and you can see all the other devices, gaming consoles, controllers, or you can put it here so that over at the TV area you can have a very clean look and you access all the devices here behind this carpentry from the other side of the wall. Alright, let's do a quick desk setup tour. For the chair, we have Herman Miller Aeron, very popular choice. And for the desk, this is a sit-stand desk. And for the top, you can see this is not your normal wood top. This is, I think it is marble or sintered stone, I'm not sure. Okay, but this very unique design is from Unix, where you also have the controls right at the tabletop. For mouse, we have Logitech MX Master Series, mechanical keyboard, and we have a Sonos Beam soundbar, and this is a Samsung monitor. We have a laptop stand, MacBook stand over at the side. Then we have a standing lamp. This one, I have it at home as well. This is from Govee floor lamp. For the window cover, what we have over here is from Smart Wings. This is a honeycomb shade. And for this one, you are able to achieve both day and night kind of a setting. And I actually like this a lot because it looks a lot more modern compared to a normal roller shade. Okay, next bedroom. Also another desk setup over here. Same Herman Miller Aeron chair with the Unix sit-stand desk. Okay, LG monitor. Okay, so we have the Aqara T1 light strip over here with this corner mount, so we cut and connect them together. And it's always very nice to have a monitor backlight or TV backlight. This is something that I always like to do a lot. Okay, and over here at the desk we have the Aqara wireless dial. Okay, so with this dial you are able to adjust the lighting over here in this room. Okay, the brightness. Then you can do a press and hold to change the color temperature. So besides this lighting, we also have another Aqara track light. So we have 3 of these grill lights over for this track. Then a very nice massage chair at this corner of the room where you can unwind and control the lighting directly from the wireless switch. Alright, let's go to the master bedroom. Okay, for the corridor, we also have the Aqara downlights. These are surface mounted. Same over at the bedroom. We also have a couple of surface mounted downlights. Okay, then we have a couple of bedside lamp, wall mounted lamp. Okay, and these are controlled by the Aqara H2 dimmer switch. So with this H2 dimmer switch, you are able to adjust the brightness directly. So these are meant for dumb dimmable bulbs. Okay, these are not smart bulbs because you're using a smart dimmer switch over here. One thing I want to mention about using the Aqara H2 dimmer switch with this kind of dimmable bulbs is you might need to play around with the settings quite a bit, especially on the minimum and maximum brightness. Initially, when we are using all the default settings, the light flicker a lot during at the below 20% dimming range. So now we have set it to minimum around 70%, then maximum is 90%. And with the setting now, it works much better, very well in fact, and no flickering. So this is something that you might need to take note of when you are using the Aqara H2 dimmer switch. For the window curtain, you can see a very nice full height S4 curtain. This is powered by the Aqara curtain motor. And for the master bedroom, we have just one night curtain. And for the living room is one day curtain. And I always recommend just one curtain track because doing S4 curtain, you need to give space for the curtain fabric to weave and ripple around. So if you are doing double track, it's going to take up a lot of space. And if you don't give it enough space, you will end up having a lot of fabric clumped together and you won't see this kind of effect very nicely. Overall, the lighting effect for this master bedroom is really done up very nicely because you will see a lot of these cove LED lights over at the display and wardrobe, as well as the dresser area, all using cove LED lights. And from the ceiling, it's just a couple of very small downlights. Then of course you have the wall light over at the bedside. So these kind of layered lighting is definitely what I like most compared to using a lot of downlights. So we also have LED light strip and contact sensor inside the wardrobe. Whenever it's open at certain point of the day, then it will light up. Unlike built-in carpentry motion sensor, it will always light up and you can't set any conditions. Lastly, let's take a quick look at the two bathrooms. Very nice finishing over here. We have full width mirror, under mirror LED. Then there is one temperature humidity sensor to automate the fan. Okay, then this is the common bathroom. Alright, this has the Aqara FP300 sensor over here. So this is a presence sensor together with temperature and humidity sensor as well to control the fan over here. Then you have the mirror LED. This is from Regal. I'm always a huge fan for backlight, whether it's for mirror or for TV. And also if you like to have wall switches inside the bathroom, you can use this kind of wireless switches, then do a two-way configuration together with the wall switches outside. Alright. So overall, really very nicely renovated. Let's do a quick wrap up. In the IT tech world, we have something called the best of breed versus the best of suite approach. Put that in a smart home context, the best of suite is like an all-in-one approach, going with devices all from the same brand and same platform. So for this setup, as you can see, it's mostly Aqara devices. So it's much easier from the design and implementation perspective. So in other words, it's also much easier if you are looking to DIY the smart home yourself. Compare this to the best of breed approach where you need to manage the integration side of things. Sometimes you need to try out and test what works, what doesn't work. Overall, it's not that straightforward. Both approaches have their pros and cons, no right or wrong. If you are interested in any of the products, you can use the links tagged in the video to support the channel. Thanks for watching, and I also want to thank Aqara for sponsoring a segment of this video. See you in the next one. Bye.